Ashanti TV so. Obi amfa no hunyim. Boy mi gina mu bi. Obi amfa no hunyim. Frɛ number na ye twa agu ate no. Me say frɛ number no. Frɛ number no. Thank you. Ashanti Prime TV enam tie ni mu no boy magi medwa ye duru ha se to dia na ye nsem akese nko a se wo pɛ nsem no kora no atie ana wo pa
ene eye binada ene eye wukwada eye hinime bosome ne de tosu enum ewa fimpimienu ene aduenu enum premo ato ewa Ashanti Prime TV so emraso sense ma mensa ka ewo my Ghana na amahodo so ne edika editi asemufo asone so no akruchie edi agukrata so edi amamene mede ba besom mo se Prime ewia prem to breakase ensema ewia mede ba besom no edoso bebre ne di makoti ni beni eye oso afo hwenwomasi ansem so won munyamfo Haruna Idrisu Edinsembi atwabonten sanso na kopie mu awmrahye bedwafia eye kasamafo honom eye Right Honorable eye Barben Sumana Aban Kingsford enso akasa ensemwe ne ensema odopie kana mde babesomo ewo kasebo ekwan so me amaje pene ede ewia kasebo babesomo mediane mesna sat me twa me ho Afeje Bray na memfa kasebo ntwemu ensomo Interior Minister Ayon Munyamfo Mutala Mohammed ne wakasa edi ato abonten se ya afe 2020 about the shares no ya de abasabasa yesi ye pa wo man Ghana mu ase sounds na fi twemu ya afe 2024 ya about the shares so amampanyin abato no ya basabasa ye no mentime ho ase bebre esi wa hanom sei na that time no menya 12 cases ano mugusua nhwehwemu ne nyankopɔn aya adwomama enne wo monsan tumi aka nipa eye aduenu ba ko 21 osusu se eye sabasabasa ye call so afi 2020 and afi so 2024
inaugurated a special task within the Criminal Investigation Department of the Ghana Police Service. The mandate of the task force was to collaborate with the stakeholders to identify, review and investigate all electoral violent cases that resulted in fatalities during the 2020 and 2024 general election. The Special Investigation Task Force identified 12 cases that took place during the 2020 and 2024 general election. These cases had resulted in 15 deaths across the country and well over 40 individuals got injured. The report outlined detailed account of all the 12 cases recorded during the period. The detailed report, which has been submitted to His Excellency the President, also contains the various incidents, how they were brought or got to the notice of the police, and actions taken by investigators in line with the laid down investigation protocol and procedure. The report further detailed action taken when the Special Investigative Task Force took over the cases at level initially investigators had reached, and detailed findings derived from further interviews, interrogations, field visit, reconstruction of crime and crime scene, and forensic analysis of various materials of evidence retrieved during the investigation. Every violent incident recorded during the general election presents various criminal offenses which will have been committed by different persons involved. The report took into account a number of incidents where some procedural actions were overlooked. There were instances of clear breaches of discipline, violation of legal requirement, and total neglect by officers who were either present or responsible for situations that required prompt responsive actions. The focus is to avoid veering into areas that might confuse procedural breaches with the main mandate, which is to investigate, identify, and prosecute persons responsible for death during the two general elections in the years of the 2020 and 2024. Through careful review of police dockets, on-site inspections, and stakeholders interview, the Special Investigative Task Force identified 12 specific cases. I must be quick to add that I have since directed that the report of the Commission on the Election Violence at Ayawaso, West Wuogon, be implemented fully for justice to prevail. 6 each from the 2020 and the 2024 general election, which collectively led to 15 deaths as mentioned earlier and injured 40 others. This incident spanned multiple regions, including Bono East, Greater Accra region, Bono region, Northern region, Central region, Savannah, and Ashanti region.
Eya Ghana Mampenye, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Eka, Editor Abontin, say Union Momoyo National Service no. Yajo Mode Eya Straf wanted to Eka Krebi, Ebishim Ediamo, Menunanam so, and my Deputy Director General Edma National Service Authority, Eya Dr. Donko Fuseni, Akasa Editor Abontin, same Pino, Eya Dea National Service at the Shebe, Eya 12,000, and I register a person who won't share Eya Astraf wanted to Eki to be a demo.
National service model no hono. A few way I was here started, but because of the system auditing near suspended and also kakra. Me no ka say ye be a system ni bi no nipa over 12,000 and I apply say on person omoko into the military orientation. So at 12,000 no by December we'll start the screening process for them. Ye don't for medical screening na so aba ebi ata 10,000 because pilot stage ne person dey nipa 10,000 na year. Yinya sa 10,000 na the first deployment will happen in January. Because na ke person these schools campuses ni bi kan so the be ya betima fa nipa dodo but military for ne say first deployment with the person omoye no omo training camps so the be ombenya better supervision. So now that's what we are doing. Nti no so beba so Mrante ni maba wani bi kura selected that so my ready some person omokoye debe na eya na nipadodo na enti ade na se omo confusing with military training. Ye de no enye military training for combat. And ye we are giving basic military orientation ebe prepare for 1 discipline, 2 emergency preparedness and responses. Nti ye kira wo se wo baby na aturenchem sia de chese wo ye de boanie kopem se aturenchem aboafo beba anase wo adwuma mu a say na wo se ukura wo ho. This is how teamwork is done. This is how you present yourself. So the discipline within the military ni ye pese ye di bi wura ye graduate youth no mo no be ye better ambassadors of discipline. So the better patriotism, better bagan a. That is the motive of the president. And not in the military orientation, national service.
Additional by so akasi boy so ya di in primpin Germany a president yon munyam first temaya ewo my ganim ha sei. Nigeria ta won mpanifo bebre e pie mu ewo KTI dia sokoball form say your project a wo si ewo hon me center of excellence ejumedie no de ebe hihye so. Na say adwumadi ni nenam so amoso afo hwengu mesuansam so onmunyamfo hare na ijusu ekasa editor Abontin say ade ye onmunyamfo stemaya ayena yade o mani so yie pa so nimpo wagye atum so obeboa Ghana na eye center of excellence ya omusi no KTI no waboa no Nyankopon ensure na obema no omman nsa ensi fo monkoso enye gidie oman Ghana adehiem na omfre eye investors ahodo omne oman Ghana emedidwa.
To thank Excellency President Steinmeier for being physically present to cut short for the commencement of work of the Center of Excellence for Green Technologies at the Kumasi Institute of Technology. We are profoundly grateful what is it that he has done today is contributing to improving livelihoods and contributing significantly to addressing unemployment and particularly youth unemployment. As part of President Mahama Reset Agenda, Excellency Samaya, we are focusing on developing a TVET policy and establishing a TVET fund to support the skills training of young people in order that they can make meaningful contribution to our national development effort. So we take today in pride that shared opportunity, mutual cooperation between Ghana and Germany has already yielded some dividends of over 40,000 persons trained arising out of it. And I'm happy to be working with my colleague now on a new initiative of digitalizing our education system using German technology, focusing primarily on kindergarten.
So akase bono so endrada ene beto abontene se eya bejuku aban no apai se won ko na won hwe kwanye befa so agalamse ensensem ne betumi etu ase edin da mo so eye nan mo na bra mkopie mu ewo City North no basabasa yesi ye made hye binum eto hye mo so eno na anam so amakasamafo eye mrahye bedwafie Right Honorable Barben Kingsford Urban Sumana akasade ato abonten se eye sa niema na esi ye wo City North no enya de sebi ya de pakra san se galamse ni nyina ye try se ye besi ano na ensei yensa ase ye nkwaye ni yensu wansu aka na se koba se empanifo be pa onipa na se adehye wo hono so beto ahye mo so a na mo nso di hwehwemu bebu akwan mu pa na se mrahye bedwani bi ehunbo ma won hu se ni seat no ana se ni dibre se mrahye bedwafie no
that are under investigation. Our office has never shielded any member of parliament, and many have volunteered themselves without coming through my office. And so please, let it not be said anywhere that members of parliament are being shielded from the rule of law. Not at all. I have the copies and the list of the members involved. So while I commend this action of the member, I want to urge the Ghana Police Service to ensure that at all material times, the privileges and immunities of members, especially when the House is in session, are adhered to. It's for good reason that even if you are in the position to deal with a law enforcement officer, you cannot do that because that law enforcement officer represents the law and the country. And if you attempt to resist or even to lay hands on that officer, you are dealt with ruthlessly. So they also have privileges and immunities. So it is for members of parliament too. But this is not to shield any member from the full impact of the rule of law.
Mr. Speaker, can we, as political leaders, for once, agree to stay the partisan approach on this matter and deal with it and let our citizens know that this is a matter that affects the country and our own livelihoods. Perhaps the medical practitioners are not sharing with us the revealing reports in the various hospitals enough. Collecting.
And so this morning, he went with our majority chief whip and his lawyer. They received him at CID headquarters, took him through the processes, and I received a call not quite long ago that he has been taken to court, and as we speak, he is actually in court being arraigned. And so let me also indicate that as members of parliament, we do not consider ourselves being above the law, that we are always ready to be held accountable for our actions and inactions.
Ekobi Omrashibeje fi di edom so Northern Region caucus. Omujumedi nyina ne se obehwe na yekohwe yipiemu North Mpuntunyuma etumi akosi bebre honom na ndraja panyina odadom dodo ano Omrashibeje fi munyamfo mahama yarega eka abedweko nyina ogina omanemu ne mpanimfo etwetwe nkomo hye kwan obefa so na Mpuntunyuma etumi akoso Northern Region.
When I was invited to the High Commission, and the High Commission expressed surprise that as Northern members of Parliament, we hadn't organized ourselves into a caucus so that we could press home the needed support, demand for the needed support for the North as a bloc. So I made a personal pledge to Paul Edward that after the elections, I will make efforts to have a well-functioning Northern caucus, work the majority leader. And so once I assumed office, I made the DPs that after we inaugurated the caucus here in Parliament, we agreed among ourselves to convene a meeting of the DPs and the members of the Northern Caucus for the purposes of being briefed by the DPs on how they could work with us to improve the situation in the North and how we as members of Parliament can position ourselves to take advantage of the work that they our people in that part of the country. Imports about $4 billion worth of food, very high relative to sometimes even our neighbor Burkina Faso and other African countries, and the differences are even more stark when you compare to food prices in Europe, food prices in China, food prices in places like Vietnam and the US. And yet, the northern part of this country has huge, vast expanse of agriculture.
Now, what chair munewi na kupiemu ewofa mante mo de hobecho trafa no ehye so panananke wo say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama edina ni munyam kwata adwumadi n'echi nenso esan busy schedules nti opa eyon munyam for Honorable Julius Debra Chief of Staff say onko no nkogina na nam na wonhwema ne yema enkoyi honom na bi okodwo no okasa ede ato abonten say obesre na nanom atena nkonwe honom mane nye omadwen biara say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Mpuntunyuma na Ashanti mantemu na afenso enkran mpumpuni mantemu no wagyae adehye wo fra mantemu big push agenda akwan ne niema akanyina no ade a mantem bia ebenya bi nto besre na namatna nkonyomo fra mantemu so munya abotre na His Excellency John Dramani Mahama won niema power day brewon.
Also conceive of a vision, and the vision is to establish what we call the voter economic zone. In his dream, he believes that all the water that runs from the north into the sea goes wasted. Therefore, if we are able to invest and to develop either banks of the river into agricultural production zones, whereby we will add agro-processing industries, factories, and create a zone where we'll be able to export and also to enable river transport between Ghana and the Sahelian countries. Also conceive of a vision, and the vision is to establish what we call the voter economic zone. In his dream, he believes that all the water that runs from the north into the sea goes wasted. Therefore, if we are able to invest and to develop either banks of the river into agricultural production zones, whereby we will add agro-processing industries, factories, and create a zone where we'll be able to export and also to enable river transport between Ghana and the Sahelian countries. He believes that will go a long way to create a lot of jobs for the people in the Volta region and the people in Ghana as a whole.
Let this Hobochocho remind us that unity is strength, that our traditions are treasures to be guarded, and that our future as a people depends on the wisdom we draw from our past. On this day, Akwamuman stands with Ano in friendship, in solidarity, and in shared vision for the prosperity of our people and the progress of our nation, Ghana.
Education is the heartbeat of Anglo. For generations, our people have revered learning as a sacred duty and a ladder to progress. Yet, today, we face worrying reality, the steady decline in the quality of basic education across Anglo. Our schools lack teachers, teaching and learning materials, and basic infrastructure. Many children complete basic school and are unable to read and write proficiently. They should try.
Adeshima wa mekoso akenkan kase bono ejamam no so for ushukuru nketua na afin so ahini nsem puntuo eye Honorable Ahmed Ibrahim ne wakasa ede ato abonten se eye National Sanitation Day His Excellency John Dramani Mahama na afin so yomo hwa hunidi nsem so de akɔhye eye memende bia ejikan ewo bosome ba ko anim no eye na eboa yie pa esanse wo hwe senka ye tena se na afin nyina ye dakoro na asiesie o man mu ankanya de ebeboa na nso hwe na se bosome bia na yida ba ko asi honom ye de asiesie o man na mo man Ghana mu ayefe yie penti obesre eye mensini krache na afin so abanya na musifo ahodo so besre won se mreso so mo ye eye sanitation no mo fo mo hyem esanse panyini na owo mu de ne ho hyem a na kurade hia na se kuroma nso de wo ho hyem nti se koba se ye nsiesie bosome bia na memre da edikan a ye ahwe na eye abanya na musifo no mensini krache ahodo enye omo ho afrim.
Traditional authorities are on board. Government officials are on board. The Bible in Genesis says, when the people are one, there is nothing they will want to do that they cannot do. A word to the wise is enough.
Track when you have only here in Gahan, you mean a grand cocoa, I look at pay school fee who in Kamanin Kawaha Amlalu, ya also called by Hill. Yeah, 1 year showed you bang. If you are like before, we need about organizing the sanitation day. The MC want to know Nicodemusly, you will see me here. Nima Makwe, a Jackasaka Jalani, if a Jalani, take the craft, a fell.
But traditional authorities are on board. Government officials are on board. The Bible in Genesis says, when the people are one, there is nothing they will want to do that they cannot do. A word to the wise is enough.
Track when you have only here in Gahan, you mean a grand cocoa, I look at pay school fee who in Kamanin Kawaha Amlalu, ya also called by Hill. Yeah, 1 year showed you bang. If you are like before, we need about organizing the sanitation day. The MC want to know Nicodemusly, you will see me here. Nima Makwe. A Jackasaka Jalani, if a Jalani, take the craft, a fell away, a bang on now. Nobody about.
But traditional authorities are on board. Government officials are on board. The Bible in Genesis says, when the people are one, there is nothing they will want to do that they cannot do. A word to the wise is enough.
Mokokayaka, a cow which will pay Ohaminagba, Besadba Coba Babu, Nimabani Mabu Minyamo. Track when you have only here in Gahan, you mean a grand cocoa, I look at pay school fee who in Kamanin Kawaha Amlalu, ya also called by Hill. Yeah, 1 year showed you bang. If you are like before, we need about organizing the sanitation day. The MC want to know Nicodemusly, you see me here. Nima Makwe, Ejakasaka Jaleni, Efe Jaleni, Kagreta Craft, Efewe, Ebangonawa, Tra, nobody about. But traditional authorities are on board, government officials are on board. The Bible in Genesis says, when the people are one, there is nothing they will want to do that they cannot do. A word to the wise is enough. No can sumaya can sumoya koya malapetehi ebamo baba hobu koy beni abawoshu mokokaya ka ha ejaka woshu mpe ohami na agba besadba ko baba babu ni moba ni mabo eminyemo track pe jafi oni hie ni gba ha onyeme ni gba nu koko ye hia alo gba pay school fee ho nkama ni nkawa ha amlalo ya osu ko ban hewo nya ha won ya shojo ban efi oba ka gbe fe gbe ni aba organize ko ya bia di sanitation day ni MC want to know Nicodemusly
Ebekoso ejinemu ewo sanitation day ensensem no so na eye president at the House of Chiefs eye obuaje eye nonchia Professor Odato Fio eye Olonsa the third na wakasa ede atobon to say adia National Sanitation Day ne ebo yi penti wono ankasa kra odina de hye anim ama omu yensiesie won importem.
You see me here. Nima Makwe, Ejakasaka Jaleni, Efe Jaleni, Kagreta Craft, Efewe, Ebangonawa, Tra, nobody about. But traditional authorities are on board, government officials are on board. The Bible in Genesis says, when the people are one, there is nothing they will want to do that they cannot do. A word to the wise is enough. Cafe Mogwage, Chekeke, no can sumaya, can sumoya, koya malapetehi, ebamo baba hobu. Koy beni abawoshu mokokaya ka ha ejaka woshu mpe ohami na agba besadba ko baba babu ni moba ni mabo eminyemo track pe jafi oni hie ni gba ha onyeme ni gba nu koko ye hia alo gba pay school fee ho nkama ni nkawa ha amlalo ya osu ko ban hewo nya ha won ya shojo ban efi oba ka gbe fe gbe ni aba organize ko ya bia di sanitation day ni MC want to know Nicodemusly you see me here. Nima Makwe, Ejakasaka Jaleni, Efe Jaleni, Kagreta Craft, Efewe, Ebangonawa.
Yenso akase bone so ewo mfimfini mantemu national chairman edema NDC Amanyuko no eyon munyamfo Johnson esi edu enketi ene wakakopie mu ewo mfimfini mantemu ne be okopie mu no wakasa ede ato abonse sesi ye NDC Amanyuko ne pa enyade ano eyade a enikwan enyade a omode omo eho eforefore eyam eye ahemfo ensemu se nipa we na sefata ahenie anasese enie nipa akroma no ebe choose no omo na NDC Amanyuko no etai na chinto besre se hwe no obi engina be bia nka se NDC Amanyuko die obu oman ni nyina no sign de won ho ahye eye ahenie ntokwa na se ahenie nsense menye sa enetie
Oso kura usa obia sele mahirase entino sele ya ema nanano enye amanyosemo eye banti amanyosemo enunti enra ditubu enunti every sabreno ya NDC ebetra ko ya so a Mine bia ya nana. Yesi akonya obi kuro. Romfo na ti wo mo hene na o mo de no becha ya no ya adwuma. Anunti tali aya abisine. Na mapani se ni na mu na me manana akwaba. Ense no bose eno be ya adwuma
ni ma original homa nkabom ma de chaman ni akama na esise se ka hubom a impinto kase e ba akama mu chaman mu nyina
President Edema Oil Palm Development Association of Ghana Honorable Paul Kwabena Amenin ene wakasa edi atobon sensisi ye hwe ye ma menum ye nuanom a omudi enguju meje wa hanum sia omunye sika yie pa aye nka aban no de sika puduo hwe omudwumedie ma osusu se ko betumi afa adwumayefo bebre e wo man Ghana mu ha sei nti obesra ban se de odi sika ehye kokoo adwumadie mu odi hye eye atea adwumadie mu odi hye eye cashew adwumadie obesre se engudwumadie ni so nko odi sika ni bi ehye man kebeboa ama adwumatumi ebusu wo Ghana ha
we aba omode beboa o matete omo sesi ane o 4 days program training no na enye edem training keke obroni no ebe kyerɛw ɛwɔ dem owia wasan de wa kɔmel na mo yesu adwuma no wa kyerɛw sɛ how ni ba ko nie na anamo we am kyerɛw wɔ dem we na yɛsɛ wɔyɛ nti ɔmo ye indoor no no ma san kɔmel ne so no ma kɔkyerɛw mo how na ɛwɔ no ma kyerɛw na mill owners na nkasa ɛwɔ ha bi ɛna ɔmo mu use machine no nso wɔ ha bi nti ewie no ma mfa anya adwuma yɛn association yɛn ne Environmental Protection Agency and the Ministry of Health through health inspectorate now more district no thank us for yeah ebe 56 mills na so on fa nya adwuma ye be mo ma close wo mill na down because yem pese wo be yade a mo ba kodi poison ewu nti ye disantity ye ne mo first o ma fa nya adwuma mo beti yanka ya na ye be mo ma ye be country which is Malaysia, Indonesia mu nyina no adwen na ma oman no apagya dum pempenso mo e ba Ghana ha enim say a man bi ba be fa adwen free ya no mo de koyeta ene omo de ngoni mo de brain yidi e kire say ye nyehwe ye uhu no so ya ade a e hadwen yie because e ma
yenso akase bone so na efi o man Ghana na edi ani akwakopie mu e wa ma hodo so e Sudan fiti afe 2023 na mentime ho ase basabasa ye entokwa enya agroma na homne so e wo honom empanimfo abom ho woni bia so besia no nanso e kamia ye se omubre ni nyina ayibregu ene okopie mu e wo Sudan na reho semesi wo hoyie pa mani pampempem ene omedwane akope ba bi di wo ho atete sanse wonkwa e dansanim
group, also known as RSF, far fewer have made it to Tawila, a refugee camp nearby. The fall of El Fasher heralds a new phase of the brutal 2-year war between the RSF and the military in the Africa's third largest country. Sarah Ahmed, a Sudanese woman displaced from El Fasher to Tawila, said she realized she needed to get her family out of the town after successive tragedies. We hope they will provide blankets and winter clothes for the injured children, and I hope my son finds treatment and recovers completely. The Norwegian Refugee Council said people were arriving at the camp with broken limbs and other wounds, and some with injuries sustained months ago. Many children arrived at the camp who had lost their parents in the fighting. We wish the war will stop. I myself have lost my mother and 3 brothers. I don't know where they are at all. Even today, when we go out, I haven't been able to find out which way they went. Did they come back inside or did they go somewhere else? I just can't find out. My mother, my 3 brothers, my aunt, and my grandmother. The war in Sudan has killed more than 40,000 people, according to the United Nations figures, but aid groups say that is an undercount, and the true number could be many times higher.
Singapore Prime Minister Ayen Munyamfo Lawrence Wong ene we champanimfo benum e wo South Korea ombuta ye nyina ne se yinkita hudi edam na mamienu ntem na mraso se wo hyemu kina normal spices e kom se de be ya na mamienu nyina bi nyom ho mfaso.
Singapore became South Korea's first free trade partner in Asia. Now, investment flows have risen substantially, and Singapore and South Korea find there is vast potential to do more together. That's why they are elevating ties to a strategic partnership. That includes 8 deals in areas like public sector cooperation, further trade, as well as green growth.
We will establish a green and digital shipping corridor to enhance the efficiency, resilience, and sustainability of supply chains. And we will also collaborate on next-generation energy solutions like ammonia, hydrogen, and civil nuclear energy technologies. These efforts will not only contribute to our national green agendas, but also serve as models for broader regional cooperation.
In the digital sphere, the countries will also collaborate on next-generation and quantum-safe communications.
양국은 인공지능 등 첨단 기술 공동 연구와 기업 간 교류를 활성화하기로 하였습니다. 이를 통해 양국의 첨단 산업 생태계 조성이 더욱 가속화될 것으로 기대합니다.
PM Wong and President Lee also pledged to promote regional peace and trade. This includes working together to support ASEAN's digital transformation. Singapore will also launch negotiations next.
Yanto akasi abone so ewa Nigeria mainum eye Ondo State. Ehonum na APC amanuku no adehye bi ohon makasa. Ede ato abonten se so hwe enema Nigeria man panyin ni onumunyafo Ahmed Eyebola Tinubu eye de ma Nigeria man no besre se afi 2026 so de man panyini abaso hyehyɛ so ewa Nigeria man no bi anto enfama eye onumunyafo Ahmed se de be ye ne mpuntunyuma no obetumi ato aso de ma Nigeria adehye.
Ibrahim, the group highlighted President Tinubu's commitment to economic transformation and its youth-friendly governance, notably through the appointment of young Nigerians to key positions. Speaking at Iran Worst 7, Mr. Tosin emphasized that the inflow of defectors from various political parties signals President Tinubu's effectiveness in governance.
I'm here to make sure that Surulere ward is moving ahead and faster. I'm here to make sure that I rally around for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the grassroots. We are mobilizing for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu from the grassroots, and that cannot be done from where I am before. But I want to do it from the grassroots. I want to canvass vote for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I want to make sure that 2027 is assured.
Ready to support the APC to move forward in the community. We are so love it and we are so happy on it. I know that what is come and doing in the house now will improve the party in the community, because there's no more any other party than APC in this community.
We need a lot of youths to complement them in this era. We need more youths anywhere they are, all over the world. They should come home. They should identify themselves. Can help the society. They should come home. We are going to welcome them. I believe with the structure, people are going to benefit.
Shannon's mommy said, "Kasi we chegu Facebook Live, Ashanti Prime TV, YouTube Ashanti Prime TV, and our friends so TikTok, and so Ashanti Prime TV. We shall no comment. Wa like it, no share edi amame. And some made be some more. Ewa kasi abo kwan so ewie ne dawson ye. Ne di makoti ne beni. Eye Interior Minister Honorable Mutala Mubarak Mohammed. Ekasa is hands no so for share. Engumesi ansam so munyamfo Haruna Idrisu. And so kasa in same way ne nsema do pie kan na be some more. Se prime area prem to break us here. Me amede kase be so mo media meje so and the mess now start makaro bia.